This is part 2 of a 6-part masterclass series on preserving the harvest from your garden. If you're like most gardeners, you think about preservation when your counters are overflowing with tomatoes and zucchini. But successful food gardeners think differently. They see preservation as the foundation of growing vegetables, not an afterthought. Planning your preservation goals before planting your first seed helps you choose the right varieties for your favorite preservation methods, grow appropriate quantities so you're not overwhelmed or disappointed, space out your harvests for manageable processing sessions, and identify crops you can store without processing at all. Throughout this series, you'll learn how this foundation-first approach transforms both your garden and your pantry. We're excited to share this information with you and help you take another step toward true self-sufficiency and food security for your family. Let's get started.
So everyone's reason for why they start preserving the harvest is different. My reason was a bit unusual, but not completely uncommon. So I'm Italian, and my grandma had an Italian restaurant decades ago in Detroit, and her pasta recipe sauce was her pasta sauce, it was passed down to my dad, and he passed it down to me. And when I moved to Brooklyn, I was experimenting with variations on her recipe, and I discovered a new twist that was really delicious. And my friends told me that I had to start canning this recipe and selling it because it was that good. And I told my family about it. They didn't believe me. They said, your recipe could never be as good as grandma's, because in our family, my grandma's recipe was the gold standard. So I did what every competitive person does. We decided to have a pasta sauce cook-off. So when I visited the holidays, we were going to have this pasta sauce cook-off, and everybody was so excited. They were going to cook grandma's, and I was going to bring my own. But then I started thinking, the secret to my sauce was a couple key ingredients from the farmer's market. And these were specific varieties of vegetables that I wouldn't be able to find in the dead of winter in Detroit. So I decided to can a bunch of my secret sauce and surprise my family with it already done, ready to eat. So I shipped home a huge box and told them not to open it until I arrived. And then it was time for the pasta sauce showdown. And my sauce was a huge success, so much so that my parents wanted me to show them how I made it. They didn't understand where all the flavor was coming from. So we went to the grocery store, and we bought all the ingredients, and we cooked a big batch together. But guess what? It wasn't the same. I mean, it was okay, but the key flavors that made it unique, they were missing. The tomatoes that we found in the grocery store were just not the same. And my family was a little let down that they wouldn't be able to replicate this recipe so easily because they were kind of hooked on it at this point. And that's when they made me promise to make more the next year, a lot more, and the year after that too. And I heard one year that they found a jar in the back of the cupboard that they didn't even know was there. It was only enough for a couple servings, and they all fought over who was going to get to eat it. To this day, they still talk about the fight over that last jar of pasta sauce. That's the power of fresh tomatoes from your garden or from the farmer's market. It's different than what you get at the grocery store. It's better than what you find at the grocery store. And in this experience, I had this profound shift. I realized how special these flavors are that are coming out of our gardens and out of the farmer's market, and how the convenience store has robbed us of those experiences. They've robbed us from our cultural heritage. They've robbed us from our connection to our family's recipes passed down from generation to generation. They've robbed us of the special flavors that only happen once a year. So in this moment, I started thinking, looking around and saying, what else can I do? And so I started canning fruit, because I had a memory of being a child and having fruit cups. So I started canning fruit, enjoying fresh peaches without any sugar. In the dead of winter, I could enjoy fresh peaches. And it reminded me of those fruit cups that my mom used to put in my lunches, but a little bit better because I made them without any sugar, without any cane sugar. And I added a little hint of mint, which was like a special little touch. It was simply divine. Homemade and fresh all winter long. And how fun is it that you get to create a little bit of your own recipe and stock what you love? You won't find this in the grocery store. And so I mentioned you don't have to add cane sugar to make fruit cups. You don't have to use cane sugar to make your own fruit jams. There are approved safe recipes using just fruit and real fruit juice. It will still be sweet and those natural sugars from the natural sugars of the fruit, but there are no added sugars that are needed. So you're probably wondering at this point, what does this have to do with you? You don't necessarily have a family pasta sauce. You probably don't have a hankering for fruit cups from your childhood, but here's how it does relate to you, your garden and your meals. So here are students just like you who got started preserving the harvest with classes like this one today. So this is Becky, and she was saying, I wanted to have a plan to plant, harvest, preserve, and especially plan meals in a way that was organized. After she spent countless hours surfing YouTube, trying to figure it all out, she was feeling at a complete loss. And thank goodness that this course helped her figure it all out, and it now makes sense to her, and she's got confidence to move on.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And for more simple and practical gardening tips, subscribe to Grow Your Own Vegetables. For more tips and updates, visit gyov.org and join our growing community.